Thank you for browsing page 121. Today we're going to go back 35 years. Challenge Magazine, issue 41. I can't believe this guy is 35 years old, but here we are. Challenge Magazine was a monthly offering from Game Designers Workshop that supported a lot of their house games and then some other games, but focused on science fiction, as opposed to Dragon, which was out at the same time, which was focusing on D&D. So we're going to go through the magazine, take a look at everything, what kind of articles were offered today on page 121. Also, a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you know somebody who hasn't, please ask them to. Just keep the channel growing. Also, like the video if you do like it. And please take a look at the Patreon and help me continue to grow the channel. That's it. And the commercial. Back 35 years to challenge number 41. Today on page 121. All right, here we go. Challenge 41, a magazine of science fiction gaming by Game Designers Workshop. I like this. This is Space 1889 cover. We're going to go inside. First thing we see, an ad from TSR. Win the battle for the 25th century in the Buck Rogers game. They pushed Buck Rogers big time in the late 80s because the Buck Rogers money was what kept the TSR afloat in the late 80s. Space 1889 Adversaries, gaming in 3 dimensions. So these are different figures you could buy for your Space 1889 series from Game Designers Workshop. And there we go. Here we're at Challenge Table of Contents. Lauren Wiseman, of course, was the editor. So we've got quite a bit here. Not a ton of Traveler in this issue, as I remember. I'm seeing one story. But we got some Star Wars, some 40K, Star Trek. As always, we start out with Twilight 2000, The Village. Twilight 2000 was a post-apocalyptic game. The bombs have dropped, and now you're struggling through to try to survive, and you're usually with an army unit of some kind. The one we played, I think we were in Europe, and we were part of an army unit. It was interesting. Quest Games out of Clifton, New Jersey. Discounts of new games from TSR, GDW, blah, blah, blah. Recon Company. And we continue on our Twilight 2000 article. Continuing on, we get some personalities, which I like. I always liked when they gave us personalities in various adventures. Helps you kind of bring it alive as a GM. Long article. And here we have an ad for Space Combat, a game of pure tactical combat, but in a rather unique environment. 2D or 3D contest zone aboard living creatures. That's interesting. Easy to learn, difficult to master. Every game starts with 10 players, and as each is eliminated, the chances of the game ending will increase. That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, in the late 80s, I could have fielded 10 people. Now it would be a challenge. The max we do now is 7. And Space 1889, Surprise at Clearwater. Red Captain Gary Hawkins is a source of constant irritation for the Onotrinian Empire. I didn't play Space 1889. I don't think I ever really owned anything from this game. We ship worldwide every day to satisfy your satisfaction is our commitment. The Weekend Warrior out of Hollywood, California. Our inventory of out-of-print games and magazine back issues is larger than other companies' stock of current titles. To the adventures of tomorrow, voyages. Don't miss a single voyage. The worlds of science fiction gaming. From Starlight Publications in Mesa, Washington. An ad for Digest Group Publications. Mega Traveler products. These were such good products. The Starship Operator's Manual is still one of my absolute favorites of all time. It's a shame that there's still the copyright thing going on, keeping those from being reprinted. Those were fun. I realize now, I've read a few of them since, recently, and I realize that they're a little bit dated, but I don't care. These are still fun. Puzzle of the Shard by Lauren Wiseman, and this is for Space 1889. It's featured on the cover, and we'll go through the adventure here. I didn't really read the Space 1889 stuff. It was just nothing I was that interested in. I don't know why. I'm still not into steampunk or anything like that. Nothing against it, just not my cup of tea. Long article. Feedback results from challenge number 90. This is what we liked and didn't like in the issue. Rifle River was the most popular. The Hinterworlds came in at 3.98. Oh, no, Hinterworlds, I think, was the most popular. From the management, 4.0. Huh. Traveler News Service. Let's see what's going on in the Rebellion. We're up to 1119. Oh, I like TNS. I used to just flip to this right away. Vargir, your favorite copy. Step Tiger, destroy your last issue. Don't despair. We have more challenge back issues. Never ordered any of these. Challenge was something that you could find if you browsed enough game stores. You could find any of the back issues. The Revolution enters a new phase with Battlescape. Perfect for Battletech. Battlescape was really sought after in the late 80s because of the multi-layers and the hex grid printed on it. Now it's common, but then it was not to be heard of. We have The Mad Lash by Kevin Shriver, a Mega Traveler Bestiary. It's a prairie-dwelling grazer, native to Argol, an arid world. 2300 AD Macro Combat. Macro Combat is designed to allow quick, realistic resolution of battles on a larger scale. I always kind of was interested in these. I'm sure I read this article back in the day. The fate of all Poland hangs in the balance. The grand culmination of the Return to Europe series. White Eagle, coming in January of 1990. Continuing on our 2300 AD mass combat system. We have an ad for fantasy role-playing by mail. Play by mails from Flying Buffalo out of Scottsdale, Arizona. I never did any play-by-mails. If anybody out there did, yeah, let me know how they were. I was always interested, but I never really did it. Got a couple pages stuck together. There we go. The Sweet Trade in Space. Piracy. Piracy in 2300 AD. That's kind of neat. That'd still pertain if you're playing any kind of space game. Subscribe to White Wolf. 12 issues for $22. They're the leader of the pack. White Wolf Publishing in Anniston, Alabama. Dragon's Flight, a Star Trek adventure. So we get a nice Star Trek adventure for the FASA game back in the late 80s. Played that a few times. I enjoyed it. Continuing out the Star Trek article, we go to Armored Assault by ICE, Iron Crown Enterprises. This was a fun but difficult game. I have it. I got to get around to taking a look at it again. I haven't read these rules in 30 years. I remember liking the game, being excited about it, but the rules were very thick. Continuing on our Star Trek. This one's pages are deciding to be sticky. Not even that humid. Okay, and then we have an ad. Enlist now for a new style of adventure. How many times have you played a war game, read a history book, or seen a war movie and said to yourself, what was it like to go over the top at Somme? I think I ever want to know. That was from 20th Century Tactical Studies Group, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And Wrecked Enterprises has moved. And these are the various computer software, and they're out of Brooklyn, New York. Then we go to the Star Wars article, Paid in Full by Lester W. Smith. I like Star Wars. This is the West End. I played that a few times. It was fun. We are entering the future of play-by-mail gaming, the next empire, from Cyborg Games out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Continuing on with Star Wars. Long Star Wars article. I used to like reading the Star Wars articles. I never owned the West End Star Wars, but I did play it a few times. I liked it. New for Mega Traveler, the laboratory ship from Seeker out of Findlay, North Dakota. I liked the lab ships, or the Mega Traveler ship plans. Those were nice. Air Power, the Journal of Air Combat Gaming from LaGrange, Georgia. And then Warhammer 40K, Ice River Guards chapter, Marine, TO&E. I forget what TO&E is. Tactical Operations and Equipment, I think. There you go. I never played the Warhammer 40K game. I used to play Warhammer 40K. I haven't played it in a few years. And then we get some reviews for Shadowrun by FASA. Then, pretty new game. Never played Shadowrun. Space 101. And then we get an ad for Grand Alliance from Simcorum Systems out of Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a fully computer-moderated play-by-mail game. It's got both computers and play-by-mail. And then the challenge classifieds, different ads for things you may or may not want. New for 2300 AD, Seeker deck plans. I didn't buy these. And then the GDW product distribution around the world, which is kind of cool that they were this big back in the day. And Challenge in the Future. And don't miss issue 42 of Challenge, GDW's magazine Science Fiction Gaming, and what's coming up. I was disappointed in this issue, I remember, because it only had the TNS and that one short article for Traveler. I really felt more of this should have been given over to Traveler, which was the thing that was selling the best for GDW at the time. And it always kind of ticked me a little bit if I didn't get more Traveler. But hey, it's still an issue of Challenge. And then Battletech, 20-year update, and The Heir to the Dragon by Robert Charette. Read both those. Those are actually really good. And then we get Temple of the Beastmen, a shifting maze game for Space 1889. Is it? No, it's just a game. Oh, High Martian Potentate. Yeah, it's from Space 1889 and from Game Designers Workshop. It's a little tabletop game you could play with your Space 1889. So there you have it. Not a ton to this issue for us Traveler fans, I'm sad to say, but hey, it's still an issue of Challenge, and I still miss Challenge tremendously. But that's all I've got today on page 121. Please don't let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Take a look at the Patreon. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.